Can a company as big as GM fail this badly? In the 90s, GM launched bold experiments like the groundbreaking EV1 electric car, the awkward Pontiac Aztec, and the once promising Saturn brand. These projects promised innovation, style, and practicality, but ended up disappointing millions. What went wrong with engines, designs, and visions? How did some models lose millions and vanish without a trace? If you want to know which GM 90s flops changed the auto world forever, and why you should care, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe for more inside stories and expert breakdowns on automotive hits and misses. 1. GMEV1. The GMEV1, launched in 1996, was the first mass-produced electric car from a major automaker. It featured an ultra-low drag coefficient of 0.19, aluminum body, regenerative braking, and a single-speed transmission. Initially equipped with lead-acid batteries offering a range of 60 to 90 miles, it was later upgraded to nickel-metal hydride batteries, extending the range to 100 to 140 miles. Powered by a 137 horsepower motor, it accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8 seconds, with a top speed electronically limited to 80 miles per hour. The EV1 produced zero tailpipe emissions and was leased at $399 to $549 per month. Never sold. GM recalled and destroyed nearly all units by 2003, triggering backlash and inspiring the 2006 documentary, Who Killed the Electric Car? High costs and limited market demand ended its run. 2. Pontiac Aztec. The Pontiac Aztec, first shown as a concept in 1999 and launched in 2001, was GM's attempt to attract younger, adventure-seeking drivers. Built on the GM minivan platform, it offered 185 horsepower from a 3.4-liter V6 engine, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 9 seconds. Fuel economy was average for its class at 18 miles per gallon city and 24 miles per gallon highway. It came with quirky features like a removable cooler, camping tent package, and versatile cargo area. But its odd, bulky design was ridiculed, and it quickly earned a spot on lists of the ugliest cars ever made. With prices starting near $21,000, sales plummeted 40% by the second year, leading to its discontinuation in 2005. 3. Saturn. GM's lost hope. Launched in 1990, the Saturn brand was GM's bold effort to compete with Japanese imports through a new company culture, no haggle pricing, and dent-resistant plastic body panels. Early models like the Saturn S series offered up to 124 horsepower, 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 9 seconds, and fuel economy of 29 miles per gallon city and 40 miles per gallon highway, making them practical and efficient. Starting prices hovered around $9,000 to $12,000, appealing to budget-conscious buyers. But as the decade passed, GM failed to invest in fresh designs or performance upgrades. Despite selling over 286,000 vehicles in 1994, sales declined as competition improved. By 2009, Saturn was officially discontinued, marking the end of a once promising idea that GM let fade due to poor long-term vision. 4. Chevrolet Lumina APV. The Chevrolet Lumina APV, introduced in 1990, was General Motors' futuristic take on the growing family minivan market. Its aerodynamic, pointed design earned it the nickname Dustbuster, while plastic body panels promised dent resistance. Powered by a 3.1-liter V6 engine, producing 120 horsepower, later upgraded to 3.8-liter with 170 horsepower. It delivered 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 11 seconds, and fuel efficiency of 18 miles per gallon city and 26 miles per gallon highway. With a starting price near $16,000, it offered seating for 7 and optional rear air suspension. Despite innovation, consumers found it unappealing and awkward, especially in comparison to Chrysler's practical minivans. Sales were almost 50% below GM's projections, leading to a redesign in 1994 and full discontinuation by 1996. 5. Cadillac Alante. The Cadillac Alante was GM's luxury convertible aimed at taking on Mercedes-Benz and Jaguar, debuting in 1987. Styled by Pininfarina in Italy, its bodies were flown to Detroit on custom-built Boeing 747s, adding massive production costs. Under the hood, it started with a 4.1-liter V8, later upgraded to a 4.6-liter Northstar V8 in 1993, making up to 295 horsepower with 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 6.4 seconds. Despite its sleek design and high-tech features, including digital dash and Bose audio, it struggled with front-wheel drive, questionable reliability, and a starting price over $60,000. Fuel economy was about 15 miles per gallon city and 22 miles per gallon highway. In total, just 21,430 units were sold, and the Alante was discontinued in 1993 due to poor sales and high costs. Enjoying this? Subscribe and hit the bell now. 6. GMC Envoy XUV. The GMC Envoy XUV, introduced in 2004, was GM's bold attempt to blend an SUV with a pickup truck, featuring a unique sliding rear roof and cargo bed cover for versatility. Powered by a 4.2-liter inline-six engine producing 291 horsepower, it offered a 0 to 60 miles per hour time near 8 seconds and fuel economy of about 14 miles per gallon city and 20 miles per gallon highway. Priced around $32,000, it aimed to combine passenger comfort with cargo utility. However, its awkward styling, heavy weight, and water leakage problems turned buyers off. The vehicle's unclear purpose led to poor sales, with only about 12,000 units sold in 2004 before GM discontinued the model in 2005. 7. 1990 Geostorm. The 1990 Geostorm was GM's effort to deliver an affordable sporty coupe by rebadging the Isuzu Impulse with fresh styling. It came with a 1.6-liter inline-4 engine producing 95 horsepower, reaching a top speed of around 110 miles per hour and accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 9.5 seconds. Priced between $8,000 and $10,000, it offered fuel economy of 28 miles per gallon city and 34 miles per gallon highway. Despite its sharp looks and decent handling, the Storm suffered from lackluster power, below-average build quality, and limited long-term appeal. Its simple design and inexpensive parts couldn't compete with more refined, sporty cars of the time, making it a niche choice that ultimately failed to build lasting enthusiasm among buyers. 8. Oldsmobile Aurora. The Oldsmobile Aurora, introduced in 1995, was a sleek, aerodynamic sedan designed to revive the fading Oldsmobile brand. It featured a 3.8-liter V6 engine, producing 215 horsepower, with later models offering a 4.0-liter V8, delivering 250 horsepower. The car could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7 seconds and offered fuel economy of around 19 miles per gallon city and 28 miles per gallon highway. Priced starting near $28,000, the Aurora combined luxury features like leather seats and a premium sound system. Despite positive reviews, weak marketing, and GM's failure to fully support Oldsmobile meant the car couldn't revive the brand. Production ended in 2003 and Oldsmobile was discontinued in 2004, closing a chapter in American automotive history. 9. GM Impact concept. The GM Impact, unveiled at the 1990 LA Auto Show, was a groundbreaking prototype that laid the foundation for the EV1, GM's first electric vehicle. It featured an electric motor producing around 100 horsepower, capable of reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8 seconds with a top speed near 80 miles per hour. The concept promised zero emissions and a futuristic design focused on personal mobility. However, the Impact was never mass-produced or sold, as GM hesitated to fully invest in electric technology. Its estimated range was about 60 to 80 miles on a single charge, limited by the battery technology of the time. Despite positive media buzz, the Impact remained a vision, marking a missed opportunity in the early electric car race. 10. Buick Riata. The Buick Riata, produced from 1988 to 1991, was a sporty two-door convertible aimed at competing with European luxury coupes. It featured a 3.8-liter V6 engine, delivering 165 horsepower, with a top speed around 125 miles per hour and acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8.7 seconds. Priced around $26,000, the Riata stood out with its sleek interior and one of the first built-in touchscreens, a rarity at the time. However, its underpowered engine, unusual proportions, and unclear target market limited its appeal. Fuel economy was about 18 miles per gallon city and 27 miles per gallon highway. Only around 21,000 units were built before production ended, as it failed to attract younger buyers or traditional Buick customers. In the end, these bold GM experiments from the 90s show how even giants can stumble when vision and execution don't match. What lessons can today's automakers learn from these costly failures? Could any of these flops have changed the industry if given more time? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep insight, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more expert stories on the hits and misses that shape the auto world.